Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat datang ke sesi Bicara Santai 4.0 bersama tokoh-tokoh Ansara pada hari yang mulia ini. Ada sort of triple celebration. 1, Ramadan, 2, Nuzul Quran, dan 3, Mother's Day. So, selamat Hari Ibu kepada semua ibu-ibu yang menghadiri sesi kali ini. Jadi, bersama kita ada hari ini ialah Yang Berusaha Dr. Hani Zayon, alumni Ansara Berseri SPM 1987. Kini ialah sebagai CEO Global Scitech, mantan pengasas Psychometrics Division My Most Berhad, Presiden Persatuan Psychometrik Malaysia, dan juga seorang psychometrician bertauliah daripada USA. Dengan itu, saya ingin menjemput Yang Berusaha Datuk Nasri, Timbalan Presiden Ansara Malaysia, untuk memberikan sepatah dua kata sebelum kita ke agenda seterusnya.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I think terlebih dahulu saya ingin mengucapkan salam Ramadan kepada semua yang hadir pada hari ini, terutamanya kepada Dr. Haniza. Thank you for having us today. I think I pun duk mengusik you for the session today tu banyak kali juga. And tajuk dia sungguh-sungguh klise yang dibuat oleh Dr. Nizam ni. Dia sebenarnya dia nak habaq tu hati dia. Yang tajuk ni tu datang daripada hati dia, Dr. Nizam tu. Okay, just a simple introduction. Actually, about Dr. Hani Zayun, dia orang suruh saya buat introduction. Saya nak intro lagu mana, tak tahulah. But I can say this, number one, I think we are looking at a person who are very passionate about the subject matter. Budak Ansara ni kalau dia cerdik satu-satu benda tu, dia pegang sungguh. But we are looking at a person who are really passionate about this psychometric matters. And banyak ilmu-ilmu yang Dr. Aniza ada yang insyaAllah dapat sama-sama dikongsikan dengan kita pada hari ini. Especially ilmu psikometrik di-apply-kan kepada tajuk-tajuk cinta dan dicintai ini. Ramai yang mungkin boleh beroleh apa orang kata faedah daripadanya. So as Dr. Haniza, as I know, is a very passionate person about the subject matter and a very determined entrepreneur. He has started Global Scitech on his own after leaving handsomely paid position in Mimos to chase her dream of having her own outfit of psychometric. Now, Alhamdulillah, Global Scitech is making its mark in the market in Malaysia and also in the world. So insyaAllah kita mengalu-alukan Dr. Haniza, and we're looking forward to hear from you, and I hope everybody could benefit from this session. Alright, Dr. Nizam, back to you. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih banyak-banyak Datuk Nasrun, Timbalan Presiden Ansara, kerana memberikan latar belakang dan aluan khas kepada saudari Dr. Haniza. To those of you who are new to this subject matter, we hope that she can give us a very understanding of the subject matter on psychometric. On my part, I knew her for quite some time when she was instrumental in developing and designing, developing, and delivering an instrument to measure personality. Dr. Haniza hails from Alustar, primary school and Nicholas Convent. Dekat kenal Alustar. Kata kawan. Dan she MRSM. Later on, she pursued a bachelor and master in Malaya. In 1995, she went to the States to pursue her doctoral study in measurement and quantitative methods. 13 years there. Her last post after finishing the study and then working as a doctor at the testing service operation in New Jersey, America. Came back, or rather persuaded to Malaysia by MIMOS to assume the position of principal researcher in artificial intelligence lab in 2008 until 2009. After 2010, she is up and the founding director of the chapter in Moscow. Silakan silakan Dr. Haniza untuk sesi kita bersama tokoh Ansara Bicara Santai dengan tajuk Cintai Dirimu dan Dicintaiku. Silakan Dr. Haniza.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you guys hear me?
Dengar santai.
Dengar. Okay. Alright. Pertama
Di
kali
rumah ke ada pejabat ni?
di rumah.
Rumah.
Pertama sekali, thank you so much for this invitation. By so I, you know that I cannot say no to these two gentlemen. Dr. Nizam, Datuk Nasri. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So I thought I was told by Dr. Nizam, Dr. Nizam kata dapat bantu yang mana yang single, yang adik-adik yang single yang tengah mencari-cari ataupun dah jumpa dan tak pasti. So I thought, okay, this is a good platform to share. Before I go into Cinta Mumtaz dengan detail, mungkin I can share about psychometrics is in general. Psychometrics ni ialah it's a science field. It started in late 1800s. The first lab in the world, psychometrics lab, was set up at University of Cambridge, UK. So that was in the 1800s. So many people will be asking me actually, orang kata tak pernah dengar psychometrics ni. So my response is always very simple. If you have heard econometrics, psychometrics is a field that applies quantitative method using statistical mathematical models, using the data in order to explain human behavior. So kalau econometrics tu, we zoom down to economy, finance kind of area. But psychometrics ni dia lebih general, dia lebih kepada anything related to human behavior. So that is psychometrics. So what psychometricians do ialah dia akan guna all the statistical models, all the mathematical models untuk dia explain why people behave in certain ways. Okay? So that is psychometrics. So how do we know how people behave? Okay, so it can be through observation, but observation ni, you know, it will take it's laborious, because you akan kena observe orang mata, where this person go, how people think, and then so terlalu laborious and it will be slow kalau you ada one or two people saja you observe, it's fine, only you don't have a target. But bila kita ada so many people, millions of human beings, and with the availability of big data, so psychometricians now are able to utilize, guna, do all this data mining, AI, in order to understand human behavior, to make prediction about, to know what they're going to do next. Kalau zaman dulu, when we started, psychometrics started, people get, cara psychometricians buat, they will get human beings to jawab soalan, to answer a set of survey, a set of questions, and then from there you make a prediction about the person. You tell, okay, this person score dia di situ. So that is how you use an exam to be the middle person untuk assess seseorang. Okay, but not today. Today it is not necessarily we do it that way. So I think I have already mentioned what is psychometrics. And then how, when we talk about data, the data can be structured data. That structured data is something like what I mentioned just now, macam jawab soalan exam, you kena interview ke orang to assess you, observe you. That is very structured because you already have your predetermined. And now we are able to use unstructured data. Ya, ini macam you punya use of telephone, use of social media. So we can use, nowadays being a psychometrician is more challenging because you have unstructured data as well as structured data. So that is psychometrics. We are trying to explain humans' behavior. So knowledge, people also ask me, how do you become a psychometrician? Well, I can only tell you the industrial standard. Yeah? The industrial standard in the industry of psychological and education testing, in order to become a psychometrician, you need to have knowledge coming from 3 different areas, and that is the knowledge of measurement. This is the knowledge how you're going to measure things that you cannot see. So that is measurement, and you need knowledge in statistics, of course, and then you're going to need knowledge in computing. So that is why, in order to become a psychometrician, selalunya you will look at, kalau you are trained in the US, you akan have to take courses from all the different departments, like engineering school, you have to take courses from psychology department, from education department, from stats. So many people end up having many master's degree, before they complete their PhD, because they have to, they ended up taking so many courses. So that is why ada banyak newspaper articles, New York Times, in the US, that kata psychometricians ni, it will take at least 8 years to produce one. And the demand of assessing people, especially bila you are a developed nation, is very high. Because you nak buat decision, you have a lot of people and you have very limited opportunities, very limited seats. How do you decide which one to pick? So that is why all the big companies, psychometrics is already like almost at every level of their practice in the organization. During the early stage of my career, when I started my career in psychometrics, my work focused more on testing, on educational testing. Like I was the psychometrician into large exams like TOEFL, if you're familiar with TOEFL, TOEFL exam, and then SAT, GRE. So these are the exams yang I work as a psychometrician before coming back to Malaysia. So jadi it was more to that. When I came back to Malaysia, balik in 2008, masa tu bila balik, I was thinking, because I was in the AI, the artificial intelligence lab. In IT, AI is like you trying to understand human behavior, right? Because you're trying to, do programming so that you can do something similar to human behavior. So that was why when I first joined MIMOS, I was in the AI lab. So after being there, then I was asked to set up my own psychometrics lab. So that was when I started to, because looking at the needs in Malaysia, because we rely very heavily on foreign products, So kita banyak punya international, foreign countries, because we are only the users, we are not the makers. So dalam bidang psychometrics sendiri, I mean, how many test, companies in Malaysia that produce your own psychometric tests in according to industry standards. I mean, kalau you are at the university, you can write, ataupun students doing PhD, you boleh buat psychometric test, but your test will not live like the industry way, how dia boleh hidup selama 60 tahun, you know, like the SAT for instance. When I started working on SAT, I terkejut because it started from 1922. Exam ni daripada 1922, none of us was born yet. But how could they make the test hidup sampai today? Yeah. So how do you maintain the score in such a way that you nak kata orang who score SAT of 400, you know, back there in 1922, this person is equally good as someone who has a score of 400 today, you know. So how do you maintain that? So inilah kerja-kerja psychometrician. You have to provide evidence supaya you boleh secara, you know, legally defensible way say that they are the same. Someone who took it tahun 1922 dengan hari ni, if they get the same score, dia orang ialah sama pandai lah. Itu rasanya kerja, you know, the scope of work of the psychometrician. So I think bila I join MIMOS, you know, I realized that in Malaysia kita semua pakai foreign products. So the reason is because we do not know how to develop it. So I thought, so I dah, you know, after spending more than 10 years in the US, so I thought, okay, this is like something that I can do for Malaysia. So that was how it started, my involvement in Malaysia. So the work that I do, I buat terlibat dalam security, I look at predicting integrity of a person, individual person. Yeah. So bila you nak predict individual person, when you need to understand the local culture, norms and values. So this is the beauty about using something that is, you know, we call it personality testing. Bila kita bercakap pasal personality, no way you can run away from your values, yeah, your upbringing. That kita semua, you know, anak-anak mara. So I'm sure that we, you know, if we do analysis, kita memang akan ada common, some shared understanding. No matter where we go in the world, kita ada that understanding because when we were young, we were exposed to, we were developing our values and mara put in all the values in us. So I think itu sebabnya, you know, I felt like we have to come up with an instrument, you know, with tools how to assess these people in the local context. So jadi, you know, as I said, I moved from educational testing alone, I go into psychological testing. And then the psychological testing that it is applied in, you know, predicting integrity of a person and then predicting whether the person is ready to work, for instance, remote work readiness. So that is also another area that we do. And then we also look into government, a lot of, you know, looking into transportation, whether who is suitable to become a train driver for intercity, who is more suitable to become the train driver for cargo. Actually, if you really apply psychometrics, you can know who you can put in all these different areas. Sebabnya, because ada setengah train yang tak di-update, secara manualnya is not that often being updated. So jadi, the demand for the driver untuk certain type of train yang jarang di-update manualnya, dia tak payahlah macam the driver tu taklah stress nak kena sentiasa baca, follow with the manual, you know. So how do you put the right person in the right place? So those are the areas where, you know, psychometrics buat. At Global Tech, yeah. So like today, my work with the, you know, AI, big data, all these things. I started my work using trying to predict a person's behavior using sweat, you know, like punya biometrics, you know, like you punya tangan, you peluh bila nak tahu, because kita tak nak pakai the machine, you know, to know that this person is lying or not, you know, that lie detector. We don't want to use that because dalam even in the US, for instance, lie detector started. People started to use psychometrics to replace lie detector sebab di US sendiri ada peraturannya, an act that was introduced I think in late 80s yang menyatakan if you want to interview people not for jobs that are related to security apa, you cannot use a lie detector. So when this become you know, in a practice, when this was practiced, jadi organisation nak tahu whether I have hired the right person. So they want to assess the integrity. So So they go for psychometric test. So they started using psychometric test to assess integrity. Yeah? Okay, so that's I think about enough about myself. So now I'm going to share with you about what I'm more interested in today is actually to look into making prediction about people dengan menggunakan AI, machine learning dan apply dalam financial industry. Because that work has brought me to various parts of the world. I've been in Africa, yeah, doing this kind of work, and I think that is the passion that I have. And one of the things that I'm applying today untuk yang saya akan kongsi sekarang ialah mengenai Cinta Mumtaz. Cinta Mumtaz ialah is a baby that was born when me and few friends we were talking about how can we expand, because when people hear about psychometrics people rasa stress, because it is people will feel stressed out because it's either people always kadang-kadang bila people cakap dengan I pun dia kena say they always say I don't want to talk with you lama-lama, kejap lagi you dah you understand dah I fikir macam mana, that they thought that I'll be profiling them. So jadi I kata okay, let's do something for fun. Yang bila people dengar je people gelak, ya. So that is so true. Whenever I tell people there is this thing Cinta Mumtaz, and then orang mesti gelak dulu before they listen to me. So Cinta Mumtaz ni sebenarnya actually one of my team members. He is the guy behind semua dating website yang terkenal di dunia ni dekat Amerika, ya. So one of my team members. So he is the person who did the algorithm, everything. So jadi kita kata, why not we understand, we zoom into Malaysian punya, since we know a lot about Malaysian punya values, kita apply here. So I'm going to share some slides because on Mumtaz. Yeah? Can you guys see this? All right.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
All right. This is Cinta Mumtaz, ya. This is what it is. You boleh tengok dia portray apa? Happiness. Ya. So people will, like adik yang muda-muda, like you're looking for partner. So you may have found a partner and then there will be a lot of misunderstandings, like sebab mungkin dan sebab you rasa you faham tapi actually there are things yang you masih tak faham. So how do you love this person? How do we stick together even though we have a lot of gaps? Okay? How do we bridge the gaps? How do we reduce so that we understand better? So that is the purpose, apa kata, the motivation behind Mumtaz. Yeah? Start your own love story. Okay, find your lasting happiness. This is a very beautiful, daripada poem daripada sastrawan negara kita. Kata cinta pertama itu tetap unggul, ya, mencakar-cakar kerinduan. Dan I cannot plotting dan kenangan menyembunyi dan merahsiakan sebahagian keanehannya dan akhirnya menjadi sukar dimengerti apalagi bersama. Bila I baca ini kan, Dr. Nizam, I thought of you. Because your language, larasnya, standardnya is like this. Yeah? Okay. Apa itu cinta? Talk about cinta. Cinta is about being honest, it's about being ikhlas, ikhlas, sincere, ambil berat, ambil berat tentang pasangan, perasaan suka, you like the person, and then the sight of the person make you happy, even orang kata apa, nampak kereta pun dah happy ke kan, walaupun tak nampak tuannya, So and then it's about commitment. It's about like giving. It's not just about you ambil, but it's about you giving as well, give and take. Yeah? And then it's about penerimaan, you want to accept segala kekurangan yang ada, segala kelebihan. It's about accepting all that. Cinta is not manipulation. This is not what I say, okay? This was quoted from Area Metro, okay? Cinta bukan manipulation, ya, manipulasi. Yeah? It's not about perlu berpura-pura, you know, it's about being yourself, yeah? And then it doesn't involve keganasan, ya? Dia tidak dikuasai semata-mata oleh nafsu, ya? So this is what Area Metro kata, ya? So jadi masa kita nak come up with Cinta Mumtaz ni, we look at all the, all the documents, all the materials, apa yang ada di Malaysia dalam konteks Malaysia, what's out there, understand what people think. So we interviewed people, we interviewed couples yang telah berkahwin selama 40 tahun, We interviewed, we also, the team terdiri daripada counselors, terdiri daripada psychologists, bukan I, because I'm not a psychologist, I think I need selalunya orang akan ingat siapa yang buat instrumen psychometrics itu ialah psychometrician, ataupun siapa yang buat instrumen psychometrics itu ialah psychologist. Itu tak betul, because psychometrician and psychology, they are two different professions. Two different professions. Psychometric saling memerlukan. Because psychology akan contohnya dia akan menulis soalan contohnya. But they are not sure whether the questions tulis tu bagaimana the perception of orang yang nak menjawab tu. Sama ada adakah itu mengukur benda yang sepatutnya diukur. So jadi psychometrician punya kerja ialah to perform all this psychometric procedure to make sure that output tu apa yang last kali kita akan dapat benda yang betul-betul measuring what we want to know. So jadi itu yang berbezanya psychometrics dengan psychometrician. Saya selalunya dalam conference yang berkaitan dengan bidang ni, diorang akan dedicate satu atau dua sesi semata-mata nak menerangkan perbezaan di antara psychometrician dengan psychologist. Pasal apa? Because generally people will mix them up. Jadi saya bukan counselor, I'm not a marriage counselor and I'm not a psychologist. Tapi I am, because of I've been doing this, so with psychologists, so tak nak, I have to also understand this. So what do we do Cinta Mumtaz? Dalam Cinta Mumtaz ni, it's a self-assessment. You tak perlu nak tipu because you want to know, right, the truth. So you don't have to not telling the truth. Sebab apa? Some people will say, when you do self-assessment, will people lie? Perlu ke kita letak lie detector dalam this kind of assessment? I think for this purpose, if you really understand, you tahu tujuan you nak tahu diri you yang sebenar, supaya you can improve diri you can create a good relationship. You nak bond, keserasian is something that we are looking for, right? So dan tak payah, you akan jawab dengan jujur. So jadi dengan Cinta Mumtaz ni, you will get information on, how do you improve on your relationship antara you dengan your spouse, and then you juga dapat faham lah why your spouse is behaving the way that he or she acts, okay? And then you boleh juga tanya, are we meant for each other? Meant here, maksudnya, kalaulah the gap is just too much, yang memang masing-masing tak nak work towards it, maybe, and then instead of making it even worse, so you may, I'm not a counselor, marriage counselor, tapi that is what we are trying to say, is that you will have to make that call, because we don't tell you what to do, we just tell you apa dia yang kita dapat saja. Dalam Mumtaz ni, people will be asking who is supposed to take this Mumtaz. Jadi Mumtaz kita buat dua version. Satu is solo. Solo version ni dia lebih ke, for somebody who just want to check yourself. You ni macam mana di dalam pasangan. Kalau kita bercakap tentang personality, ya, personality ni ada banyak. There's so many personality traits. Tapi personality yang kita nilai dalam Mumtaz ni lebih ke yang berkaitan dengan hubungan, ya, your social relationship and interaction with others. Kalau kita tengok pelbagai teori yang digunakan um, untuk menerangkan hubungan pasangan, ya. Ada yang pakai social exchange theory, ya, ada yang pakai filter, ya, filter model. Macam contoh filter ni macam you nak orang yang datang daripada negeri yang sama dengan you because you look at demographic, ya. So mungkin juga you rasa you cantik and you only want pasangan yang physical attractiveness, ya. You want pasangan yang sama cantik dengan you, ya. And then ataupun you are attracted to intelligence. So you will be looking for somebody yang yang pandai. So there are so many theories out there, yes, about tentang how people attract to each other, yeah. And this one is not the latest, yeah. So this one was taken, I think this is based on 2016 or 2017. Yang reasons for divorce in Malaysia, cuba tengok, yeah, the 56, like the highest one, 56.2% male kata is because of misunderstanding. Yeah. And then female pula kata 38% je female kata, but still had the highest lah of all the reasons that these couples yang dah divorce, they give this reason. This was published by Ritarian. So my point is, it looks like understanding is the core, right? So jadi kita pun rasa macam, okay, I myself felt like I tak ada cara lain to contribute more to the nation. So this may be another way of helping people to have a happier life, which will promote the well-being, kan? Well-being of a person. Bila the well-being of the person, personal well-being is good, yeah, then this person will also increase productivity. Yeah, so that is how we look at it. So Mumtaz ni dia bagi report. That is the beauty. You just jawab a small, like I guess 5 to 10 minutes of maybe less than 5 minutes. You jawab, then you get a report, and this for you to do self-reflection. Nak tengok, that discover your needs, your expectations, and then want to reduce the gaps, yeah? And then it's backed by scientific research. As I said, that we develop this using scientific way, like the psychometrics sendiri ada dia punya standards dia, yeah? Ada the standards, so we make sure we comply to all that. Now, let's take a look. Apa dia yang Mumtaz can tell you? Mumtaz can tell information tentang apa, ya? So the first one is self-confidence. Self-confidence, I'm gonna start dengan sebelah kiri atas. Sekejap lagi, those who are present will be given an opportunity to take Mumtaz for free. Get your free report today. It's for
okay.
Yes, so that's the gift, like I was thinking, like bila I attended, Mata Stewart punya show, at the end kan dia bagi gift kan, dia bagi for you to take home something, right? So yeah, now I bagi Mumtaz, for you to.
Okay.
Alright. So self-confidence ni, okay, self-confidence is actually Mumtaz ni dia tengok sejauh mana a person trust dia punya own ability to succeed. Okay? So that is the self-confidence. Self-confident people ni dia tend to be more assertive, and competent in their relationships. Okay? Tapi, okay, people, okay, the spouse mungkin the yang lelaki tersangat high self-confidence. Tapi yang perempuan pula tersangat kurang. So there's a gap there. So jadi mungkin bila dah orang yang have high self-confidence ni, dia selalu akan, confident, cakap lebih ke apa. So the other partner yang gapnya terlalu besar, they will feel tak confident lah kan. Dia akan merana lah macam opinion dia nak cakap pun dia tak confident, nanti it's going to be a lousy idea, nanti orang so that is the gap there. So how do we make our spouse reduce the gap? So dalam Mumtaz punya report, it will tell you how to reduce that gap. Okay. Actually, I do have ada juga kita the Mumtaz we receive feedback daripada pengguna kita yang wrote to us, cakap kata they have gone through marriage counselling, ada one from Perak, they have gone through marriage counselling. Bila dia pakai Mumtaz ni, bila dia dengan wife dia ambil Mumtaz punya ni, dia rasa macam now both of them feel that they understood each other better, because dalam Mumtaz tu buat bagi the husband terperasan yang wife dia ni engineer, okay, wife dia engineer and he's a lawyer. Okay? So they themselves have, you are shaped by your discipline. Sebagai engineer, the wife cannot, bila you buat decision certain things, you have to be very accurate, right? And then you tak boleh, macam you are so used to that discipline, you tak boleh ada you nak kurangkan ni, nak lebihkan bahan ni ke bahan tu. So jadi when you got carried away with that discipline, bila you are in a relationship. So jadi bila the husband is a lawyer, the wife is an engineer. So lain lah sikit. The lawyer may be a little, not like very apa orang kata, ada systematic way of doing it. So that was the cause. He was telling me that would be the cause why they always bila dia tukar time, kata janji pukul 4, dia tukar time, the wife will take it as very macam serious gila, like padahal because that's the discipline of this engineer, And I think in the report, it will tell you what kind of, you macam mana. The second thing is social orientation. Social orientation ni, this is like whether the person enjoys socializing and communicating with others. The degree to what extent you enjoy ada kawan-kawan or your spouse punya kawan ke datang rumah, or family ke datang rumah tu. This is natural. This is naturally, of course, kita kena boleh balance dengan the requirement of our religion, our budaya, So yang itu nanti itu ada nanti I have mentioned that one is emotional intelligence kita lah, how we guna dia orang, how kita balancekan dia. Jadi for instance, orang yang, of course, orang yang highly social oriented ni, dia memang akan sukalah enjoy making contributions kalau ada event, social settings, dia suka nak take responsibility, like maybe the husband will say, okay, I suka lah nak buat event ni, datang rumah I ke, for instance, but the spouse tak suka. Okay, so jadi there's a gap there. So how do you make your spouse understand, and dia pun akan lebih bersikap terbuka, and then you juga jadi Mumtaz will tell you, but right now kita semua guess, kita assume when we are in a relationship, kita ingat macam partner kita fikir sama macam kita, and then kita tak perasan kata there will be areas yang sebenarnya tak kita berbeza. The third one yang Mumtaz boleh bagi information to you ialah tentang compassion, sikap penyayang you. Okay? Compassion here is, macam mana you menunjukkan you ambil berat tentang orang lain, tentang your pasangan. Okay? Compassionate people ni dia tend to be kind, dia jaga kind, lepas tu dia sensitif lah terhadap keperluan pasangan dia. Kalau yang low compassion ni, dia cuma kira dia saja and very dia tak perasan pun that dia punya action tu is actually not kind lah, being unkind to others. Okay? So compassion. Kalau kita tengok ni ialah sifat-sifat yang penting dalam hubungan, cut across actually all the theories yang ada, dan juga dalam konteks kita pun ada, it's relevant. And then trustworthiness is another one. Trustworthiness ni Mumtaz gives you information how much you or your partner can be trusted lah. Yeah? So how much you trust your partner, or um, you know, how much you deserve to be trusted. Okay? Trustworthy people ni of course lah dia akan telling the truth, and then they keep giving promises, and then you are able to depend on the person. Lepas tu they're honest, reliable, ya. Kalau untrustworthy ones ni, they would not keep their promises, and then they're skeptical, they're skeptical, dia mesti sangsi bersyak wasangka je all the time. So that is the trustworthiness. Maksudnya lah benda yang Mumtaz beri, the information that Mumtaz beri. Another one is self-control. Control di sini not just about your emotion, but control your action. Okay? Dengan pasangan. Okay? So, yeah. Okay. That for instance, like people who have high self-control ni, dia selalunya tend to regulate and pay attention to emotion dia. Okay? Ini yang high self-control. Jadi orang yang low self-control ni dia akan impulsive, ya, they will take unnecessary risk, ya. That is self-control. And then flexibility is how mentally flexible you are. Okay, the flexibility here is about how flexible you are. In terms of people who are flexible, they are not bothered by by changes. Yeah? They are tolerant and then carefree and relaxed. Whereas inflexible people will tend to be firm. Okay? Orang yang macam yang selalu dia suara dia tu very strong lah, ya. So jadi dia akan kalau apa dia punya voice saja yang patut didengar, that dia will be louder than the rest of the people. So that can also be a sign that this person is quite inflexible. Okay? And then another one is active listening. Active listening is actually the ability for you, how much you actually can pay attention to the verbal and non-verbal. Okay? Not just apa orang tu cakap, but also the non-verbal messages, body language, like muka, expression muka, that is how sensitive you are lah, yeah. So active listeners ni dia akan really pay attention to all this, and then dia menghargai opinion, pendapat orang lain. So people who are poor, yang kurang sikit ni, dia aktif, they tend to generalize quickly, ya. Dengan dan bila orang cakap, they quickly generalize, lepas tu yang selalu akan jadi konflik. Dia akan kata terasa hati, terasa hati. Because you are low in active listening, instead of you tunggu, you dengar dulu penjelasan tu before making that generalization. So you kena sabar lah, ya. So that is active listening. And the last one is openness. Okay? Openness here is actually broad-minded and receptive to new experiences. Okay? People yang ada tinggi dalam openness ni, dia selalunya akan open-minded, intercultural differences pun dia okay, ya, dia boleh, and then dia boleh juga terima apa yang orang lain nak bagi komen dekat dia. Lepas tu people yang ada low openness ni, orang yang have strong opinions, okay, and because they know what they like and what they don't. So these people who have who are open-minded. So people always ask me this question: in order to be a good partner, is it necessary for me to be very open-minded? Do I need to be like paling tinggi lah, score I kena paling banyak untuk semua ni in order to be a good partner? Not necessarily, yeah, because now we are talking about you having another partner, right? So jadi you nak supaya you dengan pasangan you ni boleh orang kata sekufu, like bond, yeah, can bond together, and you serasi, yeah, so serasi so that the relationship will last longer, because that's the goal here. So jadi kalaulah pasangan you tu memang naturally orang ni memang have very high social orientation, ya, memang suka involve dalam aktiviti social, get people to come to the house ke apa ni, but the partners orang lagi kurang. So jadi how do we bridge the gap, ya, how do we reduce that, ya. Itu ialah apa yang Mumtaz cuba tolong, to tell you macam mana, pasangan you macam mana. This is contoh ya. This is just a contoh from Mumtaz punya report ya. Ini adalah report yang paling simple, brief. Mumtaz juga bagi a very detailed report. Yang brief report ni yang macam sebelah kiri ni kan, on your left is it shows a single person. Yeah, when they take the assessment, you get to know what is your score, and then you boleh tahu how do you itu you, diri you sendiri. Tapi kita tak boleh compare dengan pasangan you lagi. Ya. So, jadi bila the next slide ni kita boleh tengok how you are being compared to your partner. Okay? Highly compatible, for instance, here kita kira compatibility index. For your information, this is actually how all the dating websites itu yang kalau yang the one that I know, a lot of dating websites yang pakai algorithm in order to match person, you know. Nak dia kan bila orang ni sign up dia nak cari pasangan, they will bagi the test as well, you know, in order to know siapa yang nak dipartnerkan dengan orang ni supaya they will give several options lah kan, because there will be other preference. Dia akan tanya you suka makan apa ke, suka game apa. But this one is just you answering a set of questions. Kalau you tengok sebelah kanan bawah tu, compatibility, like what it tells about you and your partner, ya, apa beza dia satu hati, dua hati. Ya. It's the simple report. Ya. I nak tunjuk yang detail report. I don't have the detail report here. Detail report afterwards when you the report dia will look like this, yeah. Okay, the detail report will look like this. Not sure whether people can see or not. You akan nampak macam mana you punya compared to your partner. Yeah? So dia akan tunjuk macam mana your partner and macam mana yours. Yeah? And then dia akan bagi dia lebih detail. Okay? It will give a lot of wordy lah. It's a lot of words for you to understand how your partner is. Macam mana you nak semarakkan kembali the relationship. Ya, ini bukan sebab Mumtaz is not just for orang yang baru mencari pasangan, tapi it can be for somebody who are already in a relationship and you want to spice up your relationship. Okay, so you want to feel macam mana you masa mula-mula kahwin ke, you know, like so you want to know where are the gaps, because I'm sure your spouse will have you know, mesti akan ada areas yang your spouse have tolerated for so long and you want to reduce that gap. Yeah, you nak bagi, you know, today is Mother's Day, right? And you know, you nak bagi as a present to your wife ke apa, you want to know yourself, you know, so that you can, and then you make your wife, you minta your wife jawab satu lagi the other question, then you see the gap. Yeah. So as I mentioned tadi, no matter what kita ingat kita macam ni, macam tu, but then we never have evidence, you know. But when you take this, when you take a psychometric, as macam contoh Mumtaz ni, then you know where you are and what else you need to do. And then semua ni will fail if you do not know self-love. Okay? What is self-love? Self-love is about you loving yourself. Okay? If you do not love yourself, you will not be able to love others. So, self-love ni dia ialah equivalent to self-awareness ya, dalam emotional intelligence. You know, dalam emotional intelligence, there's one, the first domain, yeah, the foundation of emotional intelligence is called self-awareness. That you are aware of your own feelings and you are also aware of how you can impact the feelings of others. Okay? So the same, kalau you without that self-awareness ataupun self-love ni, you will join a relationship and you will not be able to understand your spouse. You only understand because diri you pun you kurang faham and you don't understand the impact of your action on your spouse. So without self-love, Mumtaz pun will be difficult for Mumtaz to help you lah, ya. But bila Mumtaz ada, but at least you dah dapat lah some information, ya. So you will be more forgiving if you love yourself and you understand others, then you'll be more forgiving, and then you'll be more gentle, okay? And then you believe you deserve more, better, different, because there are people that they felt like okay, bila dia dah ada partner ke, everything is for the partner, okay? You hear things like people say, I dulu masa sebelum kahwin, my hobby is to do this, ataupun I sebenarnya dream nak buat benda tu, tapi after I get married, I give up, forget about that, I'm doing this, okay? So that's an example lah, yeah. So then, not necessarily when you are in a relationship you have to give up your dreams. Right? You can, as long as you accommodate. This is how you want to have a partner with you that you can, orang kata sama-sama memahami, sama-sama trust each other, so that you will have a better life. Yeah? So sekarang, actually we're gonna allow you to take Mumtaz, yeah. But you need to write an email now. If you have an email to info@cintamumtaz.com, and then you just have to type the word you nak solo ataupun duet, and then cakap you nak PM atau English. So I'm going to let you experience it. Then you will get the report instantly. Then if you have any questions, because I do have some of my psychologists here, I believe they're here. They are here, right? Dr. Nizam knows some of them. Okay, all right. Okay, and we have a few, yes. And I think Dr. Ramsey is not here, so but that's okay. Mandy is here.
Mandy and Ayu is
Ayu is here? Okay, good. Okay. So
Yes, I'm here.
so it's on now, right? If people type now, you can get it immediately, because I think my team, yeah.
Okay. Dia kata tulis satu ayat dan setiap di bawah.
Yeah.
Dr. Haniza, what do
Yeah,
you
yes.
expect us to do now? Email to you.
Yes, email to that info@Mumtaz, then they will give you the access password. Because we do not have the name of the people. We do not have the name of the people for this, so we can't give them the access, right? So if they do it now,
Okay.
Yes.
yes.
Okay, let's try. Everybody who are accessible to their email, will you mind trying the link to info?
Alliance cintamumtaz.com. This is like actually right email. You create an email to that. Yes. Info alliance cintamumtaz.com.
.com.
Right.
Okay, send. Just a blank email, yeah?
Yeah, you will say you want solo or you want duet. Okay? And then cakap,
okay.
mungkin cakap solo BM. Kalau you want Malay lah. Solo English ke, ya? Kalau you nak duet,
let's try it
say
again.
duet.
Info Cinta Mumtaz, subject Mumtaz.
Yeah.
Solo or duet in PM.
Yes, PM atau English.
Alright, sending.
Okay.
Let's try. Siapa lagi yang nak try lagi? Aida, do you mind trying from Asaranita? Ataupun Era?
Yeah.
Saya dah hantar a sample for Era ataupun Aida ataupun Norman.
Dr. Nizam, Hajar dah hajar. Hajar
Okey,
jangan
Hajar. Alright, Hajar hantar sebagai solo.
duet.
Kita test. Solo English. Ya. Hajar ya. Saya duet BM.
Duet BM lah.
Okey.
This is
Dapat.
contoh. This is the
Okay.
contoh report, ya. Contoh report
Okay.
that you can get if you've answered that question. I think less than 10 minutes, ya. Sekejap mungkin ini macam break lah kan. Then you get the report like this. Ya, ini you dapat report macam ni, ya. You should get. Kalau you pilih English, you dapat in English. Kalau you pilih BM, you get in BM.
Yeah.
So the report will show this, ya. You boleh tengok you dengan your Miss and Mister, ya. So you get to see active listening, macam mana, where are the gaps, ya. You dengan pasangan you, ya. And you be surprised tau kalau dah lama you try, because we tried with somebody who's been married for 40 years, ya. And kita tengok dia punya dot tu semua like overlapping, you know. So ini untuk orang yang dah 40 tahun kahwin lah, ya.
Okay.
And then we also give this, yeah. This one that shows you dengan your partner, macam yang dalam yang tunjuk ni, dia orang ni partner lelaki kurang self confidence, ya. Partner perempuan tu lebih. I think zaman sekarang ni banyak perempuan, more female, ya, in higher institutions and all that. That can also, jadi that's why this Mumtaz is very good to know the gap. Yeah? I'm not promoting this because I developed Mumtaz, but because I see the benefit of it. Because Mumtaz is, as I say, is like for fun kind of. This is a fun product, it's not like a serious product. I've had enough with the machine learning, AI stuff. So, bila Mumtaz ni dia tone down, the stress. And then we give explanation like this. Then you see like the spouse, the lady, and then the man macam mana. And Mumtaz provide suggestions how you can enhance your relationship. So for those yang single ataupun yang dah ada pasangan yang tengah berfikir nak 1, 2 atau 3, okay, which one? So you can use this as a guide, right? For you to make your decision. So you dah sayang one person, and then but most of the times you keep crying, okay? Maybe this will help you understand better and pasangan tu faham you. Yes, the different stages of relationship. So we have all this in detail, ya. Jadi kalaulah berbeza sangat the pasangan tu, memang lagi panjang lah the report will be.
I see. Okay.
Saya nak tanya sikit, Dr.
Boleh.
Haniza, Rizwan sini. Yang bila ambil berpasangan ni, dua-dua kena ambil serentak ke? Sebab ada soalan tadi tu tanya.
Dia macam ni. Kalau berpasangan ni memang kalau lepas you jawab, kalau you jawab dulu, pasangan belum jawab, you only dapat the report tentang yourself. Okay? You just yourself, you tak akan dapat report keserasian. So after your pasangan has completed, then only you akan dapat the keserasian, indeks keserasian.
So makna boleh ambil dalam masa yang berbeza lah, not dalam masa sekarang immediately. Okay.
Right.
Okay, thanks.
Right.
Very good. Okay, Doc. Anything else that you need us to do?
Itu sahaja. Just I hope that you will, guna hari ni memang we'll give it for free. Yeah. So you just have to email. Kata petang nanti ke ada kawan ke. So we just give for free for today. Yeah.
Okay.
Itu sahaja.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak Dr. Haniza Ayun. Saya pun dah dapat dah jawapannya tu, package-nya tu. Tapi I cannot do multitasking. Nanti personality lain.
One more thing is bermula dengan some of my my team, some of my psychologists, when they have started to look into social relationship and all that, they have now also buat untuk majikan. Okay, compatibility is like Tinder jugalah, corporate Tinder, like between the majikan and the employee. Okay, the pekerja, to see the compatibility in terms of because sometimes you hire really smart people tapi tak ada chemistry between you and your supervisor, so the person may walk away, right? So we have that product as well lah, untuk lihat compatibility dalam pasukan, in a team, So psychometrics ni banyak yang boleh di-assess as long as you are assessing human beings lah.
Thank you again. Can I open to the 30 odd participants of this session? If you have any question, not necessarily on Cinta Mumtaz, because I think Dr. Haniza has given us some sense or feel of the layout of the psychometric discipline, and Cinta Mumtaz is one of the application. But I suppose if anyone of our participants want to ask more or seek her opinion on things that you are grappling with, please, you can unmute yourself and ask her directly. Silakan. Semua orang teruja ni.
Just now there was a question on active listening, so the difference between active listening and listening,
And Mandy has responded.
Right, okay.
Yes.
So Mandy has
She has responded. Okay. Anyone else yang ni nak tanya? Hajar nak tanya Hajar.
Malu lah nak tanya.
Okey lah. Saya diam lah, tak dengar. Kalau saya tak dengar lah. Cakap dengan Dr. Haniza sendiri. Ataupun Aida. Tak apa, tanya je. Sesi kali ini kita memang untuk memberikan ruang untuk berhubungan dengan Dr. Haniza. If you have any reservation, you can contact her directly after this.
Right. There's somebody who asked, does the app suggest us to do something, to improve our relationship, I think, yes, dalam report tu, kita ada bagi suggestions for improvement, like, because tujuan kita nak bagi pasangan tu berbaik, lebih rapat, okay, lebih rapat dalam hubungan. That is the purpose of Mumtaz. So adalah dalam report tu,
Doctor, maybe you can explain again on the active listening.
Rizwan bertanya tentang
you are recording the video.
I think
okay. So perbezaannya bila active listening ni, kita okay, kalau listening biasa ni kadang you dengar je tapi you tak you tak empathize pun dengan orang tu, macam you cuma dengar apa orang tu cakap tapi you tak tengok dia punya non-verbal messages. Bila active listening ni, you tengok body language, maksudnya lebih lah. Kalau yang listening biasa, you just dengar dia cakap and then you tak pay attention, you dengar je kan. Macam kadang-kadang cikgu mengajar, student memang duduk dengar tapi dia tak pay attention, dia tak menumpukan sepenuh perhatian. Okay? Dan ada juga orang dalam pasangan, macam contoh, husband sebut, husband say his opinion, but the wife may not pay attention to it, and the wife dah ada opinion dia sendiri, so they can't be bothered. Okay? So kalau active listening ni, the wife will pay attention to not just suara tu, the whatever is being said, but also the non-verbal message, mungkin tindakan, like body language, okay? That is the difference, And then kalau listening, mungkin kita terus nak potong cakap tu because kita dah ada opinion kita. Kalau active listening, okay, kalau listening kita dengar je, kita terus nak menjawab. terus generalize without waiting until kita betul-betul faham. Kalau active listening, kita dengar dan kita cuba faham, and then kita tak cepat-cepat make our own opinion ataupun keputusan. Itu beza dia. Active listening tu is what we need. Kalau listening ni, you boleh dengar music kat belakang kan, macam kita buat kerja, you may hear some music or whatever in the background. That is you listening, but you did not pay attention to what the words are being said, like apa song tu is all about.
Well, that's a very high degree of listening. You take your spouse's voices as music.
Well, maybe a
Wow.
lot of us do that. Well, I pernah ada one one person that told me that dia kata, so and so asyik membebel je, I dengar sini masuk keluar sini, sini keluar sini. So that is listening, like you don't want to listen and then try to understand and then to address that.
Okay. I have a question. People are saying, in particular, reference to this Cinta Mumtaz ni, Doc, for such an abstract life aspect that is not only just emotional but also spiritual, that dictates or shapes the relationship. How valid or accurate the index that you are having?
Okay.
Keserasian
Okay, alright. So the keserasian di sini, okay, what Mumtaz does is dia tengok all these 8 aspects of this, 8 aspects of 8 aspek penting dalam hubungan, dalam satu hubungan. Dia tengok 8 area ni. Dan jadi macam contoh macam I give example self-confidence So jadi kalau pasangan self-confidence, pasangan kita kata the theory macam ni tau. How do I say this? Okay, kalau pasangan tu terlalu confident terlalu confident, and then the other half is very lack of self-confidence so jadi di sini akan ada a gap between them. Jadi kalau kita relate to konteks budaya, okay? So if budaya, kalau all the Asian budaya Asia, Asia Barat Timur, Asia will always condone that because it's part of the wife. Perempuan selalu akan just follow apa husband said that is, ataupun dari konteks ini, because kita dalam Mumtaz kita tak assess benda-benda yang berkaitan dengan agama, like for instance, that is why kita, if you notice, kita tengok lebih general, maksudnya konteks lebih general. I think maybe Ayu wants to say something. Ayu? Oh, she's busy with jawab email. So, jadi
Doctor, if I can
yes, please.
Ayu jawab.
Mandy, okay, Mandy.
Yes, Mandy. Because we are looking at more on the, can you hear me? Yeah. All right. So we are looking into more on the keserasian in terms of the more similar they are, the happier the couple, the partner they are. So when there is actually a gap there, so like say in terms of self-confidence, as I mentioned, one has got a very high confidence that they are all the time, they feel good about themselves. But the other partner, maybe they feel a little bit low, or maybe a little bit not appreciated. So at a certain point, we need to, it's like playing piano, you need harmonious relationship, right? You have harmony music, you need to have high and low tune as well. So it's not all the time that the high confidence one will be happy, but you also have to juggle the perasaan, the feelings of the one at the lower end. So supporting each other, or over time, you get to be more compatible because you seek understanding from each other. That's how it works with that gap.
Yes.
Does it work for you, Mandy, with before and after?
Yeah, it's still too early to comment, or it's still learning. Every different relationship has got their different phase. Everyone has their own different clock, right? So, is also every relationship is unique. It has got different thing. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Mandy. Actually, kalau you tengok ni Mumtaz ni, dia tak assess, we don't touch on religion, maksudnya apa-apa amalan dari segi agama, but it's more of these two people, how do they want to understand and stay together. So jadi kalau konteks kata, a partner, satu pasangan dia tinggalkan the partner because of partner religion, faith in religion, different religion ke apa ke, that is different. That is, dia orang mungkin serasi, tapi sebab pasangan tu mempunyai kefahaman yang berbeza, that is the only thing, that's why they are not together. Contohnya, ya. Tapi kalau yang Mumtaz assess ni is about keserasian lah. How you want to stick together. So saya punya my hope ialah Mumtaz ni dapat membantu mereka yang, because kita selalu bagi contoh kalau baru berkahwin tu, of course akan ada a lot of misunderstandings, make sense. But I'm hoping bila ada Mumtaz, the couple are prepared. They know what the difficulty, pasangan dia macam mana, dari awal lagi dia tahu. Supaya bila dia kahwin, dia dah, dah faham dah apa couple partner dia punya expectation, dan partner pun kenalah tolerate, apa the gaps between them. Itu that is the hope lah, ya, the hope untuk Mumtaz ni. Kita bukan we don't touch the religion lah. Dia lebih kena rapat.
Okay, good. Just my last question, Doc.
Yep.
Why do you choose Mumtaz? Why not others as a name? Is there any meaning behind the word Mumtaz to you?
Well, to be frank with you, I sebenarnya masa tu tengah drive and I passed by di sekolah agama, and there was a big banner outside of the sekolah agama. Tak ingat apa, but they talk about Mumtaz,
Okay.
So then I said like, okay, so let's name it Mumtaz.
Okay.
So that was when itulah kisahnya. Mumtaz. We want to be cemerlang, not just in our, cemerlang not just in our career ke, but we also want it to be in our relationship.
Okay, thank you very much. I was imagining Mumtaz Mahal.
Yes, and also that,
Anyway,
that is also the reason, because bila dengar Mumtaz, I terfikir Mumtaz, and I was thinking of Taj Mahal, because people always say that's a symbol of love. Kan? So, and by the way, Mumtaz ni kita ada dalam bahasa Arab juga, ya. Actually, people who ambil Mumtaz ni, we do have people from the Middle East, we do have people from Bahrain, from Oman, that I remember that took Mumtaz, cuma they've been asking for Arabic punya version, okay. So we have started the work, tapi never we've been busy doing other stuff, so we never actually put in the But we are going to have the Arabic version, hopefully lah, inshallah before end of the year. And then we also are looking for counselors, marriage counselors who are open to using Mumtaz untuk, in doing their job, in their work. I give example, I did talk to several counselors, and then they were telling me, they tried out Mumtaz, and they were saying that helped them halfway dah, because usually when they give marriage counseling, they need to understand the perspectives of the wife and then the husband. They take time, right, to do sessions to understand. So like when they let them take Mumtaz, so before they meet them also, they already know they can already see the gaps where these people actually may have gaps. And of course, there might be other issues as well, not just what kan Mumtaz boleh capture everything, but at least they have some insights into the couple problem.
Doctor, so
Yes.
we're left with 10 minutes more. Probably want to wrap up and also share any channels that these people can send questions.
Nak tanya soalan kejap boleh tak Bashir? Satu soalan je.
Silakan.
Okey, tadi saya dah jawab.
Tadi malu.
Tak, bukan saya dah habis jawab soalan kan. Okay, I've finished all those questionnaire. It's just I want to ask, kalau macam saya tak tahu lah saya ni memang jenis yang tak sedar diri ke apa ke. Tapi when answering the question, I also not so sure about myself during answering the question tu.
Okay.
So yang tu macam mana? So macam sometimes macam dia ada certain question tu kan macam anda rasa macam contohnya the question are asking about others opinion towards you kan. Yang tu I pun tak sure what's the answer kan. So I hentam je lah. So and then come back the result is dia cakap have a very high confidence level lah. So sometimes saya rasa tak tahulah ini kadang-kadang macam confident tapi kadang-kadang nampak kat luar macam confident tapi sebenarnya dalaman there was a lot of macam konflik dalaman lah sebenarnya. Sebab dari luar orang nampak I macam agak ceria and very happy go lucky girl and so on, but then in myself sendiri kadang-kadang I rasa I takut macam tadi sebenarnya macam takut tanya lagi, I'm afraid of judgmental person, judgment daripada orang luar and so on kan. So macam mana bila we are answering the question tu, sebab I jenis yang suka fikir lebih tau, tapi tadi sebab I nak cepat nak go through semua, so I hentam je lah. Is it still accurate kalau main hentam je jawab ataupun sebenarnya lebih accurate kita hentam macam tu je?
Alright. So satu tip ya bila when you jawab soalan berkenaan personality, because it's not cognitive, this one is called non-cognitive assessment. So bila non-cognitive personality is one of the examples. Dia lebih cara nak jawab dia, you have to baca the statement and then you check diri you je. You tak payah fikir dalam. You tak payah nak fikir macam lama-lama kompleks. Dia sepatutnya dia macam you baca, kalau contoh I do not care about kalau contoh bagi contoh I do not like to work with others. Okay, kita tak payah kata macam okay, but other situation I like, but other situation I tak suka. So yang situation macam mana yang orang tengah tanya ni? We just look, kita cuma tengok in general you macam mana? There are people in general dia memang tak suka work with others, Other people in general dia suka. Ada konteks-konteks tertentu dia tak suka. Tapi kita nak tahu yang mana yang banyak actually, which is more paling dekat dengan you, So dia kena macam tu. Do I answer your question tadi?
Agak menjawab. Saya jenis suka berfikir lebih.
Jangan fikir lebih when you
fikir lebih.
You save that for cognitive assessment. Cognitive assessment ni macam yang tanya pasal yang kena ada jawapan betul.
Dia risau macam nak ambil exam tu.
Yes.
Yang macam-macam fikir tu.
High self-confidence ya.
Then very high insyaAllah. Okay, I think we are due to end our session. It is very to me personally enlightening sharing. In as far as a very abstract subject matter of personality and compatibility, the science of psychometrics, the way that Dr. Haniza has pursued for the country, I suppose, not necessarily on commercial grounds, but also on humanitarian grounds, the way that she suggested just now, has somewhat gave us a hope that the future generation will have an aided tool to assess their own self and prepare how best to bridge any gaps, if in any manner found within the result that she has said. And what's more important is the way that Dr. Haniza mentioned, all is not lost. Even in as far as the suggested sample of 40 years of being together, there are always room and ways to understand more people around us, what more the partners of our life, and hopefully in what they say is not parted upon death, but also after death. Dr. Haniza, on behalf of Ansara Malaysia, especially Datuk Nasri Nasrun who has to leave just now, and our secretariat, this session is very, very unique in a sense because it is a collaborative session with Ansara Nita. There's another outfit, Ansara Nita, that people like me and Bashir are not allowed to even enter or come near to the door. They are here in this session. We have got a good number of participants, about 40 to 50 at any one time. And like Bashir suggested, perhaps your team, Mandy, Ayu and others, can engage us soon or sooner after MCO is lifted so that we can see the non-verbal more clearly.
And by the way, I think we do have people from the US as well as from UK with us, in the session. I can see some of the names,
Okay.
you know, like, so good that they can join us. And we also have, familiar people been working with me from Institute Integrity are also here. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think Prof. Norma, kirim salam to you, Dr. Anizra, Prof. Norma of UITM, and Dato' Kamarul Rizwan Muhammad, our president of Ansara. And of course, we are happy that you are a very noted and prominent figure in this area, a very serious and complex science of psychometrics, not just within this shore, but also world over. I know for a fact that you are one of the sought after consulting psychometricians in as far as banking and financial instruments are concerned, I was told. Yeah. So, any last word from you, Doc? Any promises or any further chances or opportunities for us to engage you?
Well, thank you so much to everyone for joining this session. And then selamat I kalau ada silap tu minta maaf ya. And I hope Mumtaz ni will you will find it useful, that will help you to kata apa macam mana, walaupun sikit, it will be insightful to you. Yeah? Thank you so much. That's all from me.
Over to you, Bashir. Yeah, me too. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Over to you, Bashir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Aniza Yun, for all the full of knowledge, unique knowledge session. And thank you to all the participants here. So please always check our social media platform for the Bicara Santai sessions. Okay, see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Di mata bernas MARA, tuntut ilmu, jangan jemu, ikrar taat setia pada guru, berdisiplin selalu. Hari ini hari mulanya, hari esok berjaya. Lengkapkan segala yang ada, ke kuliah kita segera, ke kuliah kita.